This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the director of Daura Gold, Mr. Mark Sumner. Mark, it's great to have you back on. How are you, sir?
Yeah, great. No, great to be here. Thanks very much. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Listen, it was a whirlwind of a week here this past week. We were both at Beaver Creek. We were fortunate enough to bump into each other and get a brief catch up there. On my end of it, it was the best attended summit that I'd been to, and I've been going for 9 or 10 years in a row now. And so I'd love to get your take on the mood and just how productive it was for Dauda, being that you have a very, very strategic, and we'll get to the recent news here, position now with your project that I think is catching a lot of attention in the market.
Yeah, look, Beaver Creek was incredible. Just the sheer number of people in the village was surprising to me compared to even last year. It was a completely different mood. It was a completely different sentiment. There was a ton of excitement, and it's interesting to go to a conference like that. And Dora wasn't presenting or anything like that, but it's interesting to go to a conference like that. Um, and have so much interest in what
Yeah.
you're doing, right? And in the last several years, you really had to push people to get interested in some of these exciting stories. Now people are coming looking for stories, and that is really exciting.
I think that we're going to have one of those gold markets that a lot of us, most of us, and maybe all of us just have not been around to witness. We're starting to see big fund managers, the Ray Dalios of the world, those types of names and that type of capital talk about allocating up to 25% of your asset mix in gold. Right now, I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying that there definitely is a change in sentiment in how gold is being viewed as a safe haven right now. And when you look at, I had the pleasure of interviewing Rick Rule here about a month ago, and he talked about the tiny ownership of retail and how little gold exists in their portfolio. It's almost near historic lows, despite a price of roughly $3,700, right, in the last couple of days. So that's got to be exciting for a young company like yourself. It also has to be exciting that you're delivering on news. You had some news a week and a half ago, and you had some news here recently as well that I'd love for you to touch on, because your neighbor Highlander has been reporting some phenomenal results. And when I look at a map, I'm no geologist, but it looks like there's some opportunity there on both sides.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, we've had the guys in the field, as you said, last week, just ahead of Beaver Creek. We put out the first results from our mapping and sampling program at Antonella. Antonella is a really exciting project. Esperanza and Romina vein, extending 300 and 350 meters exposed at surface on a southeast trend right towards Bonita. Our guys working, anywhere from 500 to 700 meters away from the Highlander drill rigs, and returning really spectacular results at surface, up to 22 grams in this last round, 22 grams gold, and up to 650 grams silver. So really high grade gold and silver samples from surface, where these veins show really strong expression. And so we can get a really good sense of the continuity of this project, to build on the historical drilling and feed into our program going forward, which will obviously be more drilling of our own in the Antonella zone.
Your share price has responded to the news. People are taking notice, but it's still a tiny market cap, right? What can we expect
Yeah.
here to close the year out? We're midway through September. Between now and year end, that goes very, very fast. A lot can happen and a lot can change. What's up next for Daura Gold and the team there? I know you've been busy in the field, obviously.
Yeah, we've been busy in the field. We'll continue to deliver results from our program as we go forward. As I said, these results and this data will feed into our drill permits, which we are very eager to file and get going as soon as we can, because, based on some of the results that Highlander's been putting out, including the incredible results they put out yesterday,
Yeah.
um, on trend, with Antonella. Our team feels like, the results that we're generating at Antonella and the results that we're seeing coming out of the Highlander drill program, just further reinforces that view that this is one continuous mineralized vein system from Antonella across Bonita, and we're very eager to get into the southern claims of Libellules, where you can see that our property wraps around Bonita, and represents even more potential for high grade gold and silver discovery. So um, that between now and the end of the year, that's what we're focused on, is continuing to deliver those results from our field program. We'll be mapping those veins undercover with geophysics, so we're excited to get some of those results out as soon as possible, after we interpret the data and complete the program. But between now and the end of the year, it'll be more results. We'll be mapping these veins at surface, sampling these veins at surface, looking to map them undercover with geophysics. And as we just put out today, we're finding more high grade veins at
Yeah.
surface that were previously undiscovered. So still early in the news that we put out today, but pretty spectacular grades, with a lot of targets to follow up on. So we're generating targets as we go, in addition to mapping the system that is already fairly well established at surface.
No, look, and congrats to Highlander. Let me highlight, some of the results here that they put out yesterday. 24.8 meters of 7.43 grams per ton gold, and 40.4 meters at 3.42 grams per ton gold. Their market cap, which is rich and robust, is has been well earned. And again, I would encourage people to look at Daura and look at the system and look at the type of mineralization, and make your own conclusions. But there's a lot of runway between your market cap and the Highlander market cap, right?
Yeah, correct. You mentioned some of the broad high grade intercepts that they've been putting out in their drill program. We've got limited past drilling at Antonella, but very similar, just in terms of the grades and the intercepts, at similar elevations. So within the system. So the more work that we can do, and the more data that we can generate that tie these two systems together, and further reinforce that we believe this is one continuous mineralized vein system, as I said before, the better off we'll be. And I think that for Daura, we're only going to benefit the more results that come out from Highlander. So we're really excited for that.
No, look, exciting times in the space, exciting time for you, exciting time for shareholders. Should be a fun close to the 2025 year, and an exciting one to start 2026.
Yeah, fantastic. And as we're talking about Antonella, we've got Yanamina as well, which is 40 kilometers to the north. So within the same district, but also very similar high grade, broad intercepts, from surface and very near surface. 30 meters at 5.5 grams. We've got a number of intercepts that are very similar. And even though this is a different vein system, it just sort of reinforces the prospectivity of Daura and the potential upside there.
No,
And
great
so
stuff.
we'll be doing work up there as well.
Looking forward to it, Mark. Always a pleasure. Thank you for making time.
Likewise, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
All right, cheers.
All right, thanks.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.